Okay, so you've taken a sequence of images, and you would like to process them so that they run in sequence as an animation. Now, Photoshop has got this workspace called Motion, which gives you a video timeline, and it is possible to import a sequence of images so that they are all separate layers. So I'm just going to show you how to do that now. So if you go Import, you won't find the option here because it will just import normal images. You can do video frames to layers as well, so if you've got an MP4 video, it will also do that. It will bring in the frames as layers. But what we're looking for here is scripts. And if you load files into a stack, you can browse a bunch of files and it will stack them up in separate layers, which is quite useful if you've got like a stop motion animation, for example, where I've got all these images that run in sequence. If I open them and click OK, what Photoshop is doing now is just chucking them all into separate layers. Now that's super useful because it means that you can be really creative about how you manipulate every single layer. If I click create a video timeline, I'm seeing all the layers on top of each other, and if I was to press play, it wouldn't make much sense at the moment. However, if I change the view to this view and make it a kind of a frame by frame animation, you've got each frame in an individual square. So if I make each one of these squares last 0.1 seconds, and then at the moment you see in this frame I can see this image because that's the top image of the stack. If I then copy that and take away that image, that's the second image of the stack, copy it again, take away the next image, copy it again, take away the next image. I'm just using the mute function, so turn the eye off and on. Again, take away that one, copy it again, then take away that one, then copy it again. So each time you're copying the frame from the last frame. So, and then you're just isolating each individual image by taking it away using this mute function. What will eventually happen is then I've got a sequence of images, one next to another, and if I then play each one of them. Now this is good if you've only got a few images, or if you've got lots of different images in sequences, but you want to work kind of one by one. Then obviously what you can do is do what I'm doing here, and then you'll eventually, when you press the play button, it will eventually play like this, showing you what your sequence looks like. If, for example, you then wanted to last a bit longer on this shot, although it's not particularly in focus, if I was to do it again, I'd go back and focus in so that I get a little bit of a focus pull effect. But you know, if I want it to last longer on the last shot, I can just duplicate those frames, which is quite cool. I could even make them kind of flash in between one and another. So if I copy this one, for example, and put that in between that one, and then copy it again and put it in between that one, then I'll get a different effect as well, where it's like it kind of goes up to the camera and then looks like it's just kind of going backwards and forwards a bit. That's quite a nice little sequence. I like that. I can then export that either as a GIF file, or I can render it to a video file, so that will turn it into an actual MP4. So I can just do this, prime 2 animation MP4, click render. Dimensions of frame rate too large, so it's telling me that this frame rate here is too large, so I can turn that down to 12, for example, and then render it. It will then render it. The reason it's too large is because there's only 19 photos, so there's only really 19 frames, so it's not going to do 30 frames a second. That would be too much. That's now turned that into an actual MP4 video, although it is going to go really, really, really fast if I play it back. It looks something like this, and then you've got that as a piece of video. You can upload that to YouTube, you can share it. If you wanted to use it for web, like a GIF that was going round and round, then you can also use the export function, save for web legacy option, and it will allow you to actually save that file as an animated GIF. But yeah,